Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Phasmo Reactions. If you haven't watched the last episode, you can click right up there. And also, quick question, did you know that the Phasmo lobby actually has their own little speaker? They can play music and stuff. It's kind of crazy. They've always had a radio in the lobby, I'm pretty sure, but they used to change with the seasonal events and stuff. I don't know if they do that anymore. That's actually kind of cool. But anyways, if you're new here, Phasmo Reactions is basically a series where I'm going to react to different phasmophobia clips. These are clips that I found from the Phasmo Discord. And I'll be explaining exactly what's happening in these clips and giving you an informative breakdown of what exactly is happening, basically. So without any further ado, let's begin, shall we? So we got the first clip here. I'm about to start it right now. And let's see, they're picking up a cup. Looks like they're... Ooh, something big happened. Oh, and they're getting hunted too. This is also during the Easter event too, so that's pretty cool. Alright, there's a couple things happening there. I'll explain it once this clip finishes. Alright, that looks like that's it. So, if you don't know what the ghost is, this is a very obvious ghost. I feel like everyone should know this. If you don't know what this is, then either you're new to the game or you don't know exactly how this ghost works. But anyways, this is obviously a poltergeist. If you didn't know, they have an ability where they can throw a whole bunch of items at once. And that is called the polter explosion, basically. Which you can see in here. I'll just play the clip again. Boom. Many items got thrown, and if you didn't know, you'll get EMF off of every one of those items that threw. So that's very cool. That's a cool little fact there. Plus, you can hear here, the ghost starts hunting, and they smudged immediately. So that's actually something that I guess not a whole lot of people know, is that you can actually smudge a ghost during its grace period. So if you have like a grace period of like 2 seconds or something, but you hear the ghost on top of you, if you just smudge, it will actually be safe for that smudge stick stun whenever, usually it's 5 seconds. So if you think the ghost is on top of you and you're not sure, just smudge. Just smudge just in case, because obviously you don't want to have your game ruined from a ghost just spawning on top of you, basically. Yeah, basically we also keep watching. And this person would have died if they did not have another smudge. Why is that? Well, they had their head camera on, which means the ghost can detect them. And they walk through the hiding spot, and then they turn it off. But the stun actually wore off right as they turned it off, which means the ghost would be walking straight towards the location, as you can see here, which is why they smudge again. So it's a good thing they had another smudge, or else they would definitely be dead. That's for sure. So yeah, we got a cool poltergeist explosion. I believe if you see a poltergeist explosion, that also takes away some sanity as well. I haven't really gotten any poltergeist explosions, but I do believe that's how it should work. It'll take sanity away whenever you see a poltergeist explosion happen. I actually think the poltergeist ability is supposed to work only when people are not looking as well. So I don't know if they've kind of changed that or something, but I believe that's how it used to work. But let's move on to the next clip. Alright, what do we got here? Looks like we got a console player. I have it paused right now, but you can see the top and the sides. It's like the controller buttons, basically. Let's begin. Ooh, we got a hunt, and looks like the hunt stopped. I wonder why. Oh, they died. That was really fast, actually. Okay, that was only a couple seconds. Well, I bet this ghost was probably a revenant or something really fast. Maybe like a Thay or something. But they died instantly. That's why the hunt stopped so quickly, and they were able to turn on lights. Because if you didn't know, whenever a ghost is hunting, you actually won't be able to turn on or turn off any lights until the hunt is finished. Now, actually, here's a fun fact. You can't actually mess with the breaker while it's hunting. You can actually turn it on or off during hunts. It doesn't act like a light switch. It's basically its own little thing, I guess. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks like it was hunting. He also had a crucifix in hand, I think. So it probably hunted just outside the crucifix range. But you can see the lights. They shut off immediately after the hunt stops. Because that's how hunts work as well. Whenever a hunt starts, you won't be able to turn on any lights or turn them off. And also all lights shut off after the end of the hunt. Which, by the way, if you have a crucifix gets used, that does the same effect. It also shuts off all the lights. Which kind of sucks, because that used to be a bug, then they fixed it, and then the bug has come back and they have not fixed it. So, yeah, great. Yeah, I guess they haven't realized that they died yet, and then they can hear him choking out. Well, that's always fun. But let's go on to the next clip. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, we got a fingerprint on the front door, and a dead person. You can see him in the dining room. It looks like a range view. So I guess they're confused how they got a fingerprint on the front door. Okay, if you don't know, there's no ghost that can touch the front door except for Yurei. Yurei is actually the only ghost that can interact normally with the front door. They can literally just touch it and give it EMF. You can probably take a picture of it as well. But I bet what's happening here is they probably got a mimic, and the mimic was probably mimicking a Yurei, and then henceforth it touched the door, and then that's how they got UV. I bet that's exactly what happened. Or another thing is, it's probably a bug. It's probably like a multiplayer bug or something, or maybe they got the ghost to walk into the door and somehow touch it during like a weird kind of hunt. It could be a hack, you never know. But that's my theory, is probably just a mimic. It was a mimicking a Yurei, which then interacted with the front door, which gave them UV. That's my only explanation, and I bet if I talk to these people, they would probably say it was. But let's move on, shall we? Alright, looks like we got a person in Sunny Meadows, I bet. They got the tier 3 paramedic. They're listening. Now, it does sound like a fast ghost, but they're probably doing an apocalypse challenge. That's my guess. Okay. Oh, the ghost is coming to him? Not much is happening. Oh, he's probably trying to get the picture. Got it? Okay. Oh, Obake as well. Yo, he got lucky. He got so lucky. If the hunt did not end right there, he would be insta-dead. But he figured out the ghost. He got the ghost picture. That's basically all you need, right? Because if you didn't know the Apocalypse Challenge, you have to go in single player. You got to go to the full Sunny Meadows map on the hardest difficulty, which is the 15 times on custom mode, which you have to be level 50 to unlock if you haven't prestiged at all or anything. But basically, all you got to do is you got to get the ghost correct. You got to get a ghost photo, that's required, and you got to do all objectives. So that's basically 3 things you got to do. Pretty much ghost photo is the only like required thing. You don't have to get like you don't need a perfect game. You don't need to get the bone or anything or any other photos. Basically, those are the only things required. But it seems like this guy got really lucky. I would say that's super lucky, just having an Obake come at you and he saw the shapeshift happen. Now, the only bad luck would be if it turned out to be a mimic or something. Now, that would be even worse. But anyway, let's move on. All right. Looks like they got a ghost stick. Wait, what? I guess they just finished the hunt or something?
He stole my knowledge. Look what happened to him. Look what happened to him. This is a lesson. This is the lesson. You ever use my knowledge again?
I guess he got taught.
You ever use it? Like him.
Oh my gosh, we witnessed the murder. Okay, I'm assuming he probably wished for knowledge, which made the ghost spawn in front of him, and then he died, which probably ended the hunt. So it just all happened all like out of nowhere, and then that guy's real mad, saying he stole his knowledge. That's pretty funny, actually. Okay, if you didn't know, if you wish for knowledge, that basically, it does a lot of things. It'll start an insta hunt, and usually it's supposed to teleport the ghost to your location, start a hunt, but then it also makes you blind, it makes you deaf. But the only good part about it is that wishing for knowledge obviously gives you knowledge. It gives you some knowledge at least. It'll rule out one evidence, and it'll also rule out some of the ghosts that are like corresponding with that evidence basically. And sometimes that can be useful, sometimes it's not. Like maybe, oh, I know it's not going to be ghost orbs. And then it just rules out ghost orbs. Oh, okay, that was pretty obvious. So sometimes you can get lucky. Usually if you want to wish for knowledge, I think the best time to do would be at the end of a game. Like just wish for knowledge, and then you can see just to double check that you got it correct or something, if you're playing like a nightmare mode or something. And plus, here's another tip. If you wish for knowledge during a hunt, that shouldn't teleport the ghost to you. So you basically like get that for free without having the ghost teleport on top of you and kill you. That's also a good little tip. But yeah, they stole that guy's knowledge because he died, so he's not able to tell them. So that was great. Anyways, I think one more clip and that's going to be it for me today. So let's do this. All right, what do we got here? I see lots of tier 3 stuff. That's cool. Love tier 3 evidence items. Oh, I think we know what the ghost that is. All right. Well, you can see in the clip that he selected Yuri. That's because the Yuri actually used an ability on him. Basically, what the Yuri ability is, this is the only way to figure out Yuri besides having evidence, is by that thing right there. Usually Yuris, they will double touch the door and then close it like automatically, like all the way. Like what just happened here? It just immediately closes it all the way. You can see. There you go. See, you can hear that it like double touched it too, and it'll make the closing sound a couple seconds later. So you can like use it as a tell if you're far away or something. Plus, that guy right here, he could have actually taken 2 photos because obviously it's a double touch, and he also has a tier 3 EMF, so he could actually like see that there should be 2 EMF spikes right on that door, which is another kind of tell that I like to use. I like to use that just to like make sure it actually was like a double touch and stuff. And that's how you can tell Yuri like pretty easily. That's a cool ability, and you don't really see that too often. And yeah, he could have taken 2 photos, but that's very cool. It is always very cool seeing you, everybody. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit shorter, and it's been a bit since I last released the last episode. But if you want to see more of me, and you want to see me do a really hard challenge, you can click right over here. That's going to be the Blood Moon on all maps challenge. Now, if you get that video to 30 likes, then I'm going to do that same challenge, but with no evidence and a perfect game. So that's going to make me go crazy, but I'm up for the challenge. I am very up for the challenge. No evidence is definitely my specialty, and I feel like I know enough about the game where I could basically figure out any ghost, except maybe like a Yurei or Goryo, like all the stupid garbage ghosts. Those ones are very annoying, but eventually I figure them out. But I think I'll see you guys in the next episode, so happy ghost hunting. Bye bye.